There's data.
For sure.
There's data and studies about this, by the way. I've always been very interested. And I think we've talked about them on the show before. There's a median earnings that represents the highest saturation of happiness in the United States. And that number obviously changes by location, and it also changes by every year, right? Because of inflation, cost of goods, so on and so forth. But in Connecticut, I remember when the study came out, I think it was somewhere around like 95,000 a year. And as you move down from that, you lose the ability to cover the things that you need as an individual or as a family member, right? Healthcare, food, certain basic luxuries, television, maybe a trip every here and there. And as you move away from that median, as you move away from that average, whichever one it is, I can't remember, you are now having to dedicate more time to earn that money. And so at the end of the day, unless you're talking about some hyper affluent child who is gifted the money, there actually is a right amount of money to be making to find happiness. Because to be completely honest with you, you and I, we come across, I mean, you're pretty locked in nowadays as dad, but we're outside and we run across so many freaking people. And I'll be honest, there's a bountiful amount of unhappiness in the scene that we play in, dude. Yeah. Bountiful. Like all these people out there watching this are thinking to themselves like, wow, if I was only able to accumulate X amount of dollars, man, it just doesn't seem to translate into any long form meaningful happiness, because I don't see it. And I don't know, you know.
I mean, I think that money won't necessarily buy happiness, but the lack of money will very likely buy sadness and misery and pain.